Vladimir Putin has announced the successful test of a new generation of nuclear-powered cruise missile. It's part of a program unveiled in 2018 to develop intercontinental and hypersonic missiles. This is file video of the current Russian cruise missile. The latest version is known by NATO as the SCC-X9 Skyfall. Its nuclear propulsion allows for near unlimited range, and the low-flying stealth projectile could be capable of outmaneuvering missile defense systems. Here's President Putin speaking on Thursday in Sochi.
I want to assure everyone that at the moment, the response from Russia to a nuclear strike on its territory is absolutely unacceptable for any potential aggressor. Because from the moment the enemy missile launch is detected, no matter where it comes from any point in the world's oceans or from any territory, in a retaliatory counterstrike, so many hundreds of our missiles will appear in the air that not a single enemy will have a chance of survival in several directions at once.
Jill, Putin is putting pressure on Ukraine and
the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions.
Second dream was my dream. Again, my family and I were in a house somewhere and having a conversation, kind of a relatively peaceful day. And as I'm talking to these folks, I can see outside, behind these folks was a window, like a bay window. And I could see all of a sudden just this huge mushroom cloud go up. And I told everyone, turn around and look what's going on. And we all watched in awe through the window there, this huge mushroom cloud on the horizon. So we all ran outside to watch it. It's just shock. It's just shock. Everything that people have talked about, you see in the movies, we were watching it, and it felt like we were right there watching it in real life. It's a dream, of course, but it felt so real. So we're watching this thing, and we're watching this mushroom cloud go off. Indications would look like north from where we were, but anyway, it didn't matter because another one went off and turned our attention to, another direction, and we watched that one. Now there's two. But then another one went off, a third, and then a fourth, and then a fifth, and then a sixth. It seemed to be where it stopped at 6.
Okay, so the dream goes that I was in the United States. I'm not sure exactly where, but it didn't matter because I was on the run. And the reason why I was on the run was because it was just fire. All the cities were on fire. And I would go from location to location trying to find a safe place to be, only to find fire. So it wasn't a very happy dream. It was an apocalyptic dream.
Before I woke up, but I was standing in an area where I could look into the sky, and the sky was all blue, much like the sky that you see behind me there in the picture. And I could see trails going through the sky, and I recognized them as trails behind missiles. And the sky literally just became populated with missile trails. I didn't see any impacts of the trails, but I did see that there was like trails going this way and trails crossing. Looked like the area was just being saturated by flying missiles.
I had a very vivid dream. It was almost like I was awake, and I was in Hawaii. For some reason, I was an observer. It wasn't like I was there for a vacation, but I was observing. I could tell it was Hawaii because I'd lived there before. So I was in Hawaii, and I looked up in the sky and literally saw it looked like a missile casing, and then something with a parachute was coming out of the missile. So it was an ICBM deploying some sort of nuclear warhead, and then the chute was opening and it was floating down, and everybody was panicking and basically embracing each other, getting ready to say goodbye to life and telling each other they loved each other.
And one of the characters turns to the other and says, "Shalom," as he was leaving the room. And then all of a sudden I heard this whistling really loud in my ear, and I thought it was on the TV in my dream, but realized it was happening in real life. I saw nuclear missiles, a lot of them, flying by, and they were so loud. The screeching and the whirring by my ears was so loud and so vivid. It was like I was there, and I was again in my house. So looking out that same window that I had the vision on Monday, I could see these nukes just flying down. It was terrifying.
Sleep, I dreamed it again. The same cities got hit again. Florida, Manhattan, Washington, D.C., Central United States, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Washington State, near Seattle. And then a few months later, I dreamed I was at a train depot, and there was a monument to the destruction of the United States of America. And he said, America will burn. America is going to be judged, and America will be burned. And he was very angry.
Dallas, and in this dream, I was in Fort Worth driving on the highway. I was just south of downtown. There's a big interchange, kind of like a matrix of bridges just south of Fort Worth. And I'm driving east, and under the last bridge where you can kind of see open sky, there looked to be like what looked like the nose of an airplane. But as I got closer and closer, the traffic started to slow. And there, as I came up under the bridge, I could see it was a ballistic missile, a huge ballistic missile pointed down at the ground. And people started to get out of their cars and look up at this thing. And it was painted red, white, and blue, but not American red, white, and blue. It had a lighter blue color like the Russian flag.
My family and I, we were driving in a vehicle in a freeway. There was tons of trucks, Russian trucks, with those like really big missiles.
Missiles. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. And tons of trucks. They had Russian soldiers, and the trucks were just like sitting there, just like pointing their guns, their missiles, whatever they had on the trucks to like our direction. But they were not doing anything. They were just sitting there, just like watching us. But yeah, there was just a whole bunch of trucks, and we knew it was like Russian soldiers, and Russia wore, equipment and gears.
In this dream that you had, you were able to tell that these were Russian soldiers.
Yeah.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.